Shadow's escape, and the Eclipse Cannon disaster. Presented by Screen Time Recap. The story begins in Tokyo, where a high-security prison belonging to the GUN Corporation is unexpectedly breached. This results in the awakening of Shadow the Hedgehog, who has been in stasis for years. His escape causes widespread alarm, especially for the GUN director, Rockwell, who quickly informs Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, who are celebrating Sonic's anniversary of arriving on Earth. Rockwell, concerned about Shadow's return, recruits the trio, now officially named Team Sonic, to hunt down the dangerous escapee. The team immediately confronts Shadow, but they're quickly overwhelmed by his immense strength and skill, with Shadow managing to escape before they can subdue him. In the aftermath of the failed encounter, Team Sonic is summoned by GUN Commander Walters, who shares shocking information about Shadow's origins. Walters reveals that Shadow was discovered in a meteorite back in 1974, and he was the subject of numerous experiments. Initially, Shadow was used as a weapon, but things went horribly wrong. The project's leader was arrested, and Shadow was placed in stasis, where he remained until his escape. Things take a darker turn when Dr. Robotnik, now revealed to still be alive, arrives with a massive army of drones. Walters tries to defend the base, but is fatally wounded in the ensuing battle. Before he dies, Walters gives Sonic a digital key card and urges him to stay safe, making it clear that the stakes are far higher than anyone realized. With trust now in question, Team Sonic decides to go after Shadow without GUN's involvement. The mission takes a dramatic twist when GUN Agent Stone reveals that Robotnik did not send the drones, and instead, the trio forms an uneasy alliance with him. The team follows the drones to a deserted GUN base, where Shadow is seen reminiscing about his lost friend, Maria. In a flashback, Shadow remembers how Maria was the granddaughter of the project leader and the only person who ever showed him kindness. The two were close, and they dreamt of escaping the research facility. However, one night, as they tried to escape, an explosion set off by a GUN agent killed Maria, leaving Shadow devastated and consumed by vengeance against humanity for her death. As the story unfolds, Shadow's motivations become clear. He captures Team Sonic and, in a dramatic twist, Robotnik meets his estranged grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, who has been imprisoned for the last 50 years. Gerald reveals that the true purpose of his work was to create the Eclipse Cannon, an orbital weapon capable of destroying any target on Earth, and that 2 key cards are required to activate it. With both key cards now in play, Gerald plans to use the cannon to destroy GUN's headquarters, while Shadow seeks revenge on humanity as a whole. In a shocking betrayal, Robotnik stabs Sonic in the back, taking the key card for himself, and Shadow attempts to destroy both cards. However, Team Sonic manages to escape, despite the setback, and they decide to take the fight directly to Shadow. The trio travels through a mysterious ring portal, ultimately recruiting Tom and Maddie to join their cause. They travel to London, where a tense battle ensues, and Shadow seriously injures Tom in the process. Meanwhile, Shadow robs the second key card, bringing them closer to the cannon's activation. As the countdown to launch the Eclipse Cannon begins, Sonic, furious over Tom's injury, decides to take matters into his own hands. He steals the Master Emerald and transforms into Super Sonic, a powerful, glowing version of himself that taps into the Emerald's immense energy. With newfound strength, Sonic flies into space, where the Eclipse Cannon is positioned, and faces off against Shadow in an intense battle. During their fight, Shadow absorbs some of the Master Emerald's energy, but Sonic ultimately overpowers him. Just as Sonic is about to finish off Shadow, he has a moment of clarity. He realizes that vengeance won't bring them peace, and that the loss of those they love is something they must cope with, not use as a reason for violence. Sonic shares his personal story of losing Longclaw, a wise owl who raised him, and explains that the people they've lost are far more important than seeking revenge. Touched by Sonic's words, Shadow begins to understand the error of his ways and apologizes for his actions. The two agree to work together to stop the Eclipse Cannon before it's too late. Meanwhile, Gerald Robotnik reveals his true intentions to his grandson, Dr. Ivo Robotnik Eggman. Gerald wants to use the Eclipse Cannon to destroy the entire planet, avenging Maria's death and punishing humanity. However, Evo has other plans. He wants to conquer the world, not destroy it. And the two engage in a fierce confrontation. Tails and Knuckles, teaming up with Evo, push Gerald into an energy field, which causes Gerald to be vaporized. The trio then work together to redirect the cannon's beam away from Earth. With the cannon's trajectory altered, the weapon instead destroys the moon. However, the disaster is far from over. The Eclipse cannon's core begins to overheat, causing a meltdown that could still destroy the Earth. In a final act of heroism, Robotnik and Shadow both sacrifice themselves, using their combined strength to move the cannon away from the planet, ensuring that Earth remains safe. The cannon explodes in space, preventing any further catastrophe, but at the cost of Robotnik and Shadow's lives. Back on Earth, Sonic reunites with his friends, Tails, Knuckles, and Tom, who miraculously recovers from his injuries. The group reflects on their journey and the importance of friendship, understanding, and redemption. Despite everything they've faced, Team Sonic emerges stronger and more united than ever, with a renewed sense of purpose and hope for the future. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, be sure to subscribe to Screen Time Recap for more movie recaps and updates. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video.